I don't think this is a game at all. My questions are very, very sincere. I know there are a lot of bad people out here, evil people. It exists. But what I've learned in my life, in terms of my upbringing, that if we Christians are supposed to set the example, what example are we really setting if we don't even acknowledge the truth about things? You know what I mean? All the gaslighting, all the false equivalences, the for lack of better word, bullshit. And I just got questions because, and let me preface it by this. I don't have an enemy. I don't hate anyone. I love everyone. I'm supposed to. I don't consider myself a Christian, because I don't know what Christianity is today. I grew up Christian, but to me, it seems like Christians are the ones that's letting everybody down, because for some reason they can't speak up. When I hear this, I want to make sure you understand that I'm sincerely asking, how do you expect me to act when this brother said these things about, my sister?
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama
Yes.
and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson, they're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
So Miss, I think it's Bromfield, when I hear that, what type of attitude am I supposed to have? He doesn't have a degree. He was a dropout, right? But these two women, I think they say Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, Miss Jackson is like the smartest, most accomplished court judge ever. I mean, isn't it a shame that affirmative action had to actually exist? Do you understand that if we don't have, all we need is access. We don't need nothing from you, but access, because you have the power. We know you got the power. We actually respect your power, but not to the detriment of our people, And when I say our people, it ain't just Black people. I know the kindness and love of white people, and it ain't because I got a white wife, and I mean, it's good. I had a Black one before, though. I'm an equal opportunist. I don't have any type of racism in my blood. I mean, I don't even understand how anybody could not like somebody because of the color of their skin. Y'all know we love y'all. And y'all know that I'm gonna be straight up from the gate up. Y'all know we love y'all. Because if we didn't, there'll be a lot of dead Black people and a lot of dead white people in the streets. I don't understand why my people back then didn't burn this country down then. And I say that with this respect. That should show y'all the amount of love we have for you, for this country. We bleed with y'all, we die with y'all, we party with y'all. Y'all couldn't dance. We were the ones that, showed y'all how to do all that, music. I ain't no dummy. My questions are sincere. What context am I missing? What context am I missing?
Now, the southern border is, of course, the great replacement. They're trying to replace us demographically. They're trying to make the country less white. It is an anti-white agenda. If I see a Black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
I mean, it's just diss after diss after diss. Is that Christian? Is that how Christians act? I don't hate them, I can't hate them because I believe in the principles of Jesus Christ. And I believe that, I believe when the Bible says that you have to love your enemies. I believe that. I believe y'all missing the point. This world, this is for us believers. I'm not trying to push nothing on nobody else. I'm just talking to, the Christian community, the believers in Christ, Muslims. I don't care who it is. I think God was so intelligent that he created a pathway to him from all people. Wouldn't it be prudent to think that we might not know it all? Our rules are set by our understanding, our language. We understand, we believers now. I'm talking to the believers. Don't you think if the Bible tells us we're supposed to love the least among us and we're supposed to let God fight our battles, like not seek revenge. We're supposed to open our hearts. You know, we're supposed to treat foreigners as if, you know, they're natives. If the objective is to go to heaven, wouldn't it be better to be obedient to the word, right? And wouldn't it be better to call out bad wherever you see it, left or right? I don't care. Wouldn't it be better to keep it consistent? I don't like these black boys in the hood either. You know, gang banging, shooting people, you know, have no respect for life, have no humanity, have no empathy, you know, pants hanging down their ass. Nobody want to see that shit. I don't like that either. But I also don't like them white boys that they got everything and they are well groomed, have the best looking girls, have all the access in the world, Christian, conservative. Why do they go out and kill a lot of people? I know why black people do it. I know exactly why black people do it. It ain't right either. But why do y'all do it? You know what I'm saying? You have access to everything. It would be better for us not to fight, right? Not fight. I'd rather for us to like acknowledge you as number one. You're number one. Let's just say I talk them into it. Let's just say you're number one. We got to get black people in the number 2 spot on GP. You know, we've been through a lot. John ate chitlins at my house. I don't eat chitlins. Never, no, I told him, no, man, don't do it. He did it, and he liked it, and I'm like, what? Don't you love our differences? We're different, man. We're different, okay? You're different, but we're the same. We just want access. DEI my ass. We just want access. Okay. Let's just say you guys get, which, you know, the ones that want to keep us from working, basically. What do you think is going to happen to the crime rate when nobody got a job, a good job, you know, enough money? They don't make enough money to, like, you know, do the basics. They're going to rob y'all. Why don't billionaires and these corporations, why don't they see the other side? Why don't they see that if you take care of the customers, man, the customers are going to come back and come back and come back. And if you really take care of the customers, they're going to pay more and pay more and pay more. The money goes around and around and around.
America was at its peak when we halted immigration for 40 years and we dropped our foreign-born percentage to its lowest level ever.
What context is that? Am I missing something with that too? What am I supposed to think? I don't know what y'all expect. We just want to work it out. We want to work it out. But remember, we're not our ancestors. We believe in the Second Amendment. We don't want to use it, though. Man, can we just work it out, man? I mean, what? I'm sorry. I apologize. Listen, can I apologize on behalf of everybody? Okay, if that's what it would take, okay, for y'all to just check yourselves, accept the responsibility, gotta accept it, and then let's work it out. We don't have to be cruel to immigrants. We don't have to be cruel. We don't have to be cruel. Y'all know ICE ain't, y'all know that ain't right. Y'all know that ain't right. Why do I care? They voted for it, right? Sometimes, man, your brother or your sister make a dumbass decision. Why'd you do that? But you don't throw them out, man. You're like, come on, man, let's man, don't be dumb, man. Come on. You know, you don't throw them out. You don't kick them out. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to play any more of this shit, but it's not a fantasy in my head. It's not a fantasy in my head. I know these are clips, but what more context do you need? What context is beyond She doesn't have the brain capacity, the brain power. You don't think that's disrespectful? My white wife thinks that's very disrespectful. Some people ain't gonna change. I know. Some people are not gonna change. Some people, they just hate, man. They hate on the left and the right. They just hate. They just hate. But the good thing about it is that it ain't my life. My job is to love them anyway. Let God fight your battles. And I don't need to say no more. We got to learn how to live together, man. I mean, when you put a target on my back, you put a target on your kid's back, target on my kids, and a target on somebody else's kids. You know, we want to love our president. We do. We want to love our president, but the president got to be lovable. Man, I'm sorry that happened to Charlie. I am. But I'm sorry that happened to anybody. Death is death. I don't want nobody going through that. What happened to that boy in Mississippi? Why do I feel like rounding up about 50,000 people and let's go take a visit? Aren't you tired of hearing about that shit, man? People hanging us. What would happen if white kids were found hanging? What would they care then? You know, they don't want to investigate. They want us. The guy's legs and arms were broken. What are we talking about? And that's why there's a conflict that I have with this, and you guys not even acknowledging, you know, what I just showed you. You don't even acknowledge it. That, you know, I mean, we both heard it with our ears. We saw it with our eyes. We know what context is. We know what comprehension is. You know, I don't know the new slang. Don't play me like that. You know, I remember when it used to be woke to like understand, you know, what they were doing to us. That's what woke used to mean, you know. Woke just means you were smart. That's all it means, man. You're not a dumbass. You could kind of see things coming before it gets there. You know, that's all. It ain't a big deal. We got a lot more in common. We got a lot more in common than not. Because you got me, Mom, and P-Paul, and we got Big Mama and Daddy. They both need health care.